biggest thing that we had trouble finding was videos that told us exactly how to commission the new Generac system. So we're gonna make a quick video here in Detroit. We got a 33 panel Generac system with a battery. So we're gonna show you how to set that up. Very first thing you wanna do is turn on the breakers inside of the inverter. So it's really important this is done first. You don't want to enable any of your components and then turn these breakers on, because it could send a surge to that component and potentially blow a fuse, and then you have to replace it. So make sure these are on first, okay? It's a good idea to label them also so we know what breaker is doing what. So we have 3 breakers because there's 2 strings, 4 of the PV links, and 1 battery. So all of those are on. Next, we can go inside and turn on the battery. So has already been done. And then we're gonna commission the system. So you go here, this is the first screen that you'll see. You're gonna hit over to the right, and that's gonna bring up the inverter. It's gonna say that it's disabled, and we're gonna enable it. Connecting the rebus, and it's connected. Next, we just got to make sure that we have the CTs working properly. So we're going to calibrate the CTs. And it says calibrate success. If it says CT1 or CT2, that means there's a misconnection somewhere in that string of the CTs. So next, we're going to go back. We're going to tell the inverter what mode we want it in. So we want to refill or fill that battery as quick as possible to start. So we're going to go and clean backup just to make sure it gets 100% charge. And then next we're going to go and enable the PV links. So you'll notice that each PV link is assigned a number. So that's how you know that you're on a different PV link. So here's -6, -7, -4, and -5. Those are the 4 PV links that we're going to be enabling. So we'll go back to -6, and it's really simple. You just press this middle button again, and then because we use the RS snaps, the rapid shutdown, you have to go to enable with PV RSS. If you don't do that, if you just use this, it'll not work, and it'll give you an error low sun. That means you just didn't enable it properly. So make sure you do it with PV RSS if you're using the RS snaps. So we're going to do that. And as soon as it says making power, you know it's good. We're going to go to the next one and do the same thing. Making power, so that one's good. Now, one thing that's kind of cool you can do is you go into your mod settings of the optimizer. And if you want to see to make sure all your panels are up and working, it'll tell you how many of the RS snaps it has picked up. So that's picking up actually 7, and that's because that's how many RS snaps we use in that string. So we're all set. We're gonna go back now, and the last thing we have to do is just enable the battery. So we're going to enable. For this system, you just have to enable each individual component. So there's 4 PV RSs. We enabled each of those, and then we're enabling the battery. One thing that's really cool is there's not as many communication wires you have to run with this system, because it runs through your rebus. So through one of the strings that you're already using for your DC run. Battery's charging. So it's all set. Now we can go back, and it will tell us exactly what the system's doing. So here's the grid. Customers receiving 2,000 watts from the grid. The array is producing 5.5 kilowatts. It's sending it all to the battery right now because that's what we're doing. We're in clean backup. The house is receiving everything from the grid. Now, if we go to the menu options now, we want to change it maybe to self-supply, like what our DTE customers will be using. And you'll see it's changed right away. Okay, the system's still producing 5.5, sending 2.5 to the battery, and it's completely supplying for the house also. They're getting nothing from the grid. That's it. Your system's commissioned. Bam.